It seems logical that if the US and its allies want to deprive Iran of a nuclear weapon, they should simply limit the number of centrifuges with which the country can enrich uranium. But experts say placing a limit on centrifuges might actually have the opposite effect.
By limiting them to a small number of centrifuges, we're kind of limiting them to the number you need for a weapon.
The reason is that it actually takes fewer centrifuges to create a weapon than it takes to create a steady supply of nuclear fuel. That's what so few people seem to understand. It takes tens of tons of nuclear material to power a reactor for a single year, but it takes only 25 kilograms or 55 pounds of uranium to build a nuclear weapon. The US and its negotiating partners were pushing for a deal that would allow Iran to retain roughly 6,000 to 6,500 centrifuges, down from an estimated 20,000 centrifuges in operation in February. The trouble is, it takes only 5,000 centrifuges to build a weapon. And in a study published March 28th, a Harvard researcher said that 6,500 centrifuges in fact gives Iran about a 7-month timetable for enriching enough for a nuclear weapon. Of course, it's not just a matter of centrifuges. Weapons-grade uranium has to be 90% U-235, the highly enriched variety. Nuclear fuel only has to be 4 or 5% U-235, so in theory, the fuel for an energy program is easier to make. But that's actually not saying much, and here's why. Once you've made the leap from raw uranium to even that 4 or 5%, the big technical hurdle is already out of the way. You're well on your way at that point to 90%, and you have to make 1,000 times fewer kilograms of that uranium to have something you can put into a nuclear weapon. Right now, Iran has only one nuclear power station, the one at Bushehr. Russia supplies the necessary nuclear fuel for that. Iran would need 10 times more centrifuges than it has to supply that station itself. Most observers believe that by reducing the number of centrifuges, the US and its allies hope to somehow lengthen the so-called breakout period, the time it would take Iran to build an actual bomb. But reducing the number of centrifuges also wipes out any hope that Iran might have of supplying its own fuel to produce its own nuclear power. Jacob Ward, Al Jazeera, San Francisco.